Hey guys, Vas here from Aussie RC Playground, and welcome to my review, or rather final thoughts on the Telluride 4x4. Now this review or final thoughts is it's going to be fairly short and sweet. If you guys want to see a more detailed review, I suggest you check out Jane from UltimateRC. He did a review late last year in 2013, which I think is worthy of checking out if you really want to know what this particular truck is capable of doing, and what you're probably going to need to achieve some of the things that you may want to do with it. I've had the truck pretty much since the day of its release, and since then I also went out and bought myself a Axial SCX10 trail honcho because I really wanted to sort of have something to compare this against, to see what a trail truck is supposed to do and how it's supposed to react versus something like this. This is I guess it sort of taps into a genre of the hobby, which is your scalers and your trailers, and to a certain extent even your rock crawling type of RC. And the Telluride tries to do a couple of those things. I guess if I'm to summarize really what it is and what it can do, in my opinion, I don't think it does anything particularly well. I think it does a few things okay, but it doesn't really do anything really well. It is a brushed vehicle. It uses the same motor that comes in a lot of Traxxas two-wheel drive vehicles, such as your Rustlers. Your Stampede two-wheel drive also has this Titan motor in it. But this of course is four-wheel drive. Being a trail truck, it does need to be four-wheel drive. Now, I didn't really toy around with too much on this RC. I pretty much left it stock standard. Didn't toy around with gearing, didn't really do anything as far as diffs, didn't change out tires. I ran it a few times in its basic stock form. To me, the one time I enjoyed this car the most was really when I was at the BMX track, just going over some rough terrain at speed and just having some fun with it and enjoying it as it is. I did take it on a bit of a trail run at one point, and you know, it didn't do too bad. Fair enough, the trail wasn't super rugged. I really don't have a lot of spots that I know of where I can really take a trail vehicle and do some really cool running videos for you guys. But the one spot that I really tested the car was when I was at the like a little creek, and you'll see it as I'm talking to you now. It didn't really do too badly, but again, it didn't do anything great. When I took the honcho on that same trail run, the honcho did it so much easier, and it was just a much easier RC to drive, and it almost felt like that area was quite challenging for this truck, but not challenging enough for the SCX10. And to the point where, you know, even a couple of people commented on that video saying so. And I could feel it. Driving the RC, I could feel it. Now, we'll start with some of the good news here. The good news is I didn't break a single thing on this truck. The truck actually held up beautifully. It doesn't really go fast enough to generate enough force that if you do happen to have a bad landing or a tumble or it falls over somewhere, it doesn't really go that fast to put a lot of these plastic components under too much stress. You'd really have to be fairly unlucky to break something on this RC from stock standard. The only thing you are likely to perhaps burn out, and this is something that Jang experienced, was, you know, trying to do some rock crawling or going really slow with it, and that 12-turn motor just won't hold up for too much longer. It will eventually burn out on you. Everything is waterproof, which is obviously a pretty standard affair for a Traxxas vehicle like this. So the good news is, you know, even when I took it down on the river trail, I wasn't afraid to cross the water. I wasn't afraid to get the car really wet. And I think that is a big plus. Unlike the Axial, which is not waterproof, surprisingly, this you can pretty much go in any weather condition. any type of terrain, and not be afraid of getting your electronics wet. You know, even if you play around with it in the rain, I think you'll be okay. Overall, I have to say that this type of vehicle, for somebody like me, it is not the type of vehicle for somebody like me. Quite simply, this is very much entry level. I guess in a way I'm going to be echoing a lot of what Jang said in his review, is that this is more suited for perhaps a younger generation, for somebody that needs to be exposed to how good the hobby can be. And you know, given that this is a Traxxas vehicle and that there are a ton of aftermarket part support, as well as a variety of different options that you can convert this particular platform into, it is a great stepping stone for anybody wanting to get into the hobby. But for somebody that is a seasoned hobbyist, somebody that has some experience under their belt, unless you really want to tinker and you want to convert this into something else and create a bit of a project out of it, to enjoy it straight out of the box as it is, I find it hard that you know, there would really be an application where somebody would leave this stock standard. I would imagine that, you know, tires would be one of the first things that would probably get changed out, as these tend to be quite hard. They're a bit of a kind of an all-terrain, supposed to be long life, so hence the slightly hard tread pattern. You know, that they will hold up okay on tarmac and hard surfaces, but probably not going to do so well on the trails. But then they don't do too badly to the point where you're going to hate it. It kind of does a few things okay, but it doesn't do one thing particularly well, and that pretty much summarizes the Telluride 4x4. Would I recommend this RC? Not to everyone, certainly not to somebody that, you know, if you're into 1/8 scale buggies, this is not the RC for you. If you want to try out a trail RC, something that you can take out and, I don't know, make a scaler out of it, do some rock crawling, this is really not the one that you want to start off with, I don't think. But, you know, everybody would have different experiences with RCs and different skill levels, because you can turn this into something applicable on the trail, and that would actually do the job okay. But of course you'd need to really know how to tune it and what electronics to use in it and so forth. And if you want to know more about this particular RC, I do have links in the description to some of my other videos, and I may even link Jang's review as well if you guys want to know, you know, get some more technical information on it. But for now, that is pretty much my final thoughts on this car or truck. I thank you all very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button before you go if you like this video. Don't forget to check out the video description for a link to my Facebook page, which will keep you a couple of steps ahead of what goes on here on YouTube. And I'll be speaking to you guys again soon.